Look at your last 10 trades. Go ahead, pull up the statements. I'll wait. See that pattern? It's not in the candlesticks or the moving averages. It's in you. Every single loss, every missed opportunity, every time you got in too early or got out too late. That wasn't a market problem. That was a you problem. Your mind was playing a game with you, and you didn't even know the rules. You've been trying to fix your strategy when the real glitch is in the machine running the whole show. Your own brain. What's up, book lovers? Welcome to Book Zeal. Today, we're cracking open one of the most brutally honest books ever written for traders, The Psychology of Trading by Brett N. Steenbarger. This isn't another book about Fibonacci levels. This is an owner's manual for your mind, a deep dive into why you are your own biggest obstacle, and more importantly, how to finally fix it. We're covering the 10 core chapters that map out this entire inner journey, from the mirror the market holds up to your deepest insecurities, to the disciplined daily habits that build unshakable confidence. So here's the deal. Today you're going to learn why your gut feeling is often a liar, how anger and hope are secretly draining your account, and the one paradoxical truth about confidence that can make or break you. Pay close attention when we get to the part about the trader's self-concept. That's the foundation of everything. If you skip that, you're just putting a band-aid on a broken leg. And stick around for the chapter on discipline, because that's where it all comes together, and you learn how to build the kind of self-trust that no losing streak can ever shake. This is for everyone who's tired of being their own worst enemy in the markets. I want you to hit that subscribe button if you're ready to stop fighting the charts and start understanding the person staring back at you from the screen. And by the way, drop a comment below. Tell me where you're watching from and what time it is there. I'm always curious about our global crew, so let's get started. Chapter 1. Trading as a Path to Self-Development. There's a single moment, right before you place a trade, when the entire world goes quiet. It's not just you and the charts. It's you, and that person staring back is the one you've been trying to outrun your whole life. We don't talk about that part much, do we? We talk about strategies, about indicators, about the perfect entry. But what if the market wasn't a puzzle to be solved, but a mirror being held up, relentlessly? What if every single win and every single devastating loss was less about your analysis and more about your story, the one you tell yourself about who you are and what you deserve? This isn't a finance video. This is a conversation about the most volatile, unpredictable, and potentially rewarding asset you will ever manage, yourself. And the strange, beautiful truth is that the path to becoming a consistently profitable trader is the exact same path as becoming a more grounded, self-aware, and complete human being. They are one and the same journey. Brett Steenbarger didn't just write a book on trading psychology. He drew a map for a specific kind of inner expedition, an expedition where the compass is your own emotional honesty, and the treasure isn't just in your account balance, it's in your peace of mind. Think about the last time you faced a serious drawdown. The numbers on the screen were red, but the real storm wasn't happening there. It was happening inside your chest, a tightness, a rising panic. That voice in your head started whispering and then screaming all your worst fears. That's the mirror. The market doesn't create that panic. It just holds up a light to the panic that was already living inside you, rent-free. It amplifies your deepest insecurities. Are you good enough? Smart enough? Or are you just an imposter, about to be exposed for the whole world to see? This is where most people quit. They think the problem is their RSI divergence strategy. So they go buy another course, they learn another complex indicator, they try to find the holy grail in a backtest. It's like trying to fix a faulty engine by constantly repainting the car. The paint job might look fantastic for a little while, but the engine is still going to seize up at the worst possible moment, on the highway, in the rain. The real work isn't out there. It's in here. It's in understanding why you freeze when you should act, why you chase when you should wait, why you hold on to a loser hoping it will come back, praying to the god of the markets to just give you one break. That's not trading. That's a confession of a deeper need. I want you to picture something completely different for a second. Forget charts. Imagine a master woodworker in her shop. She's building a beautiful, intricate chair. She has her tools laid out perfectly. Her chisels are sharp. Her planer is tuned. But every time she tries to make a precise cut, her hand shakes. Just a little. It's not the tools. The tools are flawless. It's the hand holding them. She can buy the most expensive chisel in the world, but if her hand is shaking, the cut will still be jagged. Trading is exactly that. Your strategy, your platform, your data feeds, those are your chisels and planers. They are your tools. But if the hand that executes the trade, your mind, is shaky, filled with doubt, or gripped by fear, the outcome will always be flawed. No matter how perfect the setup looks, the path to self-development in trading is the process of steadying that hand. It's not about finding a magic strategy where you never feel fear. It's about doing the inner work so that when the fear comes, and it will, your hand doesn't shake. You acknowledge the fear, you feel it buzzing in your veins, and you still make the cut you know you need to make. With precision, with calm. That's the transformation. That's when you stop being a gambler at the mercy of the market and start becoming a craftsman of your own destiny. And that journey, that incredible journey of steadying your own hand, begins with a single, brutal, and liberating admission. Chapter 2. The Trader's Self-Concept. You know that feeling when you're driving somewhere you've been 100 times and you just zone out? Your hands and feet are doing all the work, but your mind is somewhere else entirely. And then you pull into your driveway and you can't even remember the last 10 minutes of the drive. That's autopilot. And for most of us, that's how we're living our lives. But here's the scary part. That's also how most people are trading. On autopilot, guided by a hidden program they don't even know is running. That program is your self-concept. It's the silent underground story you tell yourself about who you are. Are you the kind of person who wins, or the kind who finds a way to lose? Are you disciplined, or are you a procrastinator? Are you lucky or unlucky? And your trading account, it's not just a number. It's a physical printout of that story. It's the report card your subconscious is handing you every single day. If you secretly believe you don't deserve wealth, you will unconsciously sabotage your trades to make that belief a reality. You'll find a way. The market will just be the accomplice. It's like this guy I heard about, a brilliant software engineer. He could code anything, solve any complex problem. But in trading, he was a disaster. He'd do all the research, find a perfect setup, and then, right as he was about to click the buy button, he'd freeze. He'd second-guess everything. He'd tell himself, wait, maybe I missed something. And he'd watch the trade take off without him, over and over. This wasn't an intelligence problem. This was an identity problem. Deep down, his self-concept was, I'm a careful, cautious person who avoids risk. And his brain, trying to be loyal to that identity, would protect him from the perceived danger of being wrong, of failing. His brain was literally protecting him from success, because success felt like a betrayal of who he thought he was. It's like wearing a weighted vest your whole life and then wondering why you can't run a marathon. You think you're just slow. You don't realize you're carrying this invisible burden that's holding you back with every single step. So how do you change it? You don't just sit on a cushion and chant positive affirmations. I'm a wealthy trader. I am a disciplined king. The part of your brain that runs the autopilot, it just laughs at that. It's been collecting evidence about who you are for decades. It has a massive file on you. You can't just shred the file. You have to start adding new, contradictory evidence. Small pieces at first. It's not about taking a massive, risky trade to prove your worth. That's just ego. That's the old program trying to win big to shut itself up. This is quieter. This is more deliberate. It's about the trade you don't take because it breaks your rules. That's a new piece of evidence for your file. It's about taking that small, boring profit instead of letting it ride into greed. Another piece of evidence. It's about logging your trades, honestly, even the embarrassing ones. more evidence. You are, trade by tiny trade, building a new case for a new identity. You're gathering the receipts to prove to your own subconscious that you are not who you used to be. You're becoming someone new, someone whose hand doesn't shake. And that's when you run headfirst into the strangest wall of all. The paradox that makes absolutely no sense until it changes everything. Chapter 3. The Paradox of Trading Success. So you're doing the work. You're building this new identity piece by piece. You feel more solid. You're following your rules, and then you hit a streak. A few good trades in a row. The account is growing, and that's when your brain, the sneaky thing, pulls out its oldest, most dangerous trick. It whispers, "You've got it. You've cracked the code." And in that moment, you are at your most vulnerable. Because the single greatest threat to a trader isn't inexperience. It's the illusion of mastery. This is the paradox. The very confidence you need to execute your trades is the same thing that can blind you and blow up your account. It's like a surgeon who's done 1,000 perfect surgeries. The confidence is what allows her to make the first cut. But if that confidence becomes arrogance, if she stops double-checking the patient's chart because she's done this 1,000,000 times, that's when a simple procedure becomes a tragedy. In trading, your edge is a tiny, fragile thing. It's not a bulldozer. It's a scalpel, and arrogance makes your hand slip. I remember hearing about this poker player from Las Vegas. He was on a legendary hot streak, couldn't lose. He was playing high-stakes games, taking down pots left and right. He started to believe he was untouchable, that he had a system. One night, he sat down at a table with a quiet guy who just seemed to be getting lucky. The hotshot started making crazy bets. He wasn't reading the other player anymore. He was just betting on his own legend. He was trying to intimidate luck itself, and the quiet guy, hand after hand, just kept taking his chips. The hotshot lost everything. Not just that night's winnings, but his entire bankroll. He didn't lose to the other player. He lost to the story he told himself about being unbeatable. The market is that quiet guy at the table. It doesn't care about your hot streak. It doesn't care about your story. It will absolutely take your chips if you stop respecting the game. This is where most motivational stuff gets it completely wrong. They tell you to believe in yourself, but in trading you have to believe in your process, not in your own invincibility. It's a humbling business. The market humbles everyone. The goal isn't to become a trading god who never loses. The goal is to become a resilient, disciplined operator who knows that losses are part of the cost of doing business. Your confidence should be in your ability to follow your plan and manage your risk, not in your ability to predict the future. It's the difference between a captain who's confident in his ability to sail his ship through a storm and a captain who's confident the storm won't come. One of them is going to be prepared when the clouds roll in. The other is going to be shocked when the waves start crashing over the deck. This is the tightrope. You need enough self-belief to take the shot, but enough self-doubt to constantly question your assumptions. And right in the middle of that tension, that's where your emotions set up camp. And they are not just along for the ride. They're the ones trying to grab the wheel. Chapter 4. Emotions and Trading. Let's get one thing straight right now. Anyone who tells you to just remove your emotions from trading is selling you a fantasy. It's like telling you to remove the weather from the planet. It's not gonna happen. You're a human being, not a robot. That pounding heart when a trade moves in your favor, that sinking feeling in your gut when it goes against you, that's not a system glitch. That's your biology. That's millions of years of evolution screaming in your ear, trying to keep you safe. The goal was never to become emotionless. The goal is to stop letting your emotions hijack the cockpit. See, your emotions are like passengers on a plane. They're allowed to be there. They can be excited, they can be nervous, they can even be scared. But they are absolutely, under no circumstances, allowed to grab the controls and start flying the plane. When fear yanks the yoke back, you stall out. When greed shoves the throttle forward, you rip the wings off. Your job as the pilot is to sit in that captain's chair, acknowledge the noisy passengers behind you, and still fly the darn plane according to your flight plan. Think about the last time you got a gut feeling. That's your intuition, right? Maybe, but sometimes that gut feeling is just indigestion. It's a leftover fear from a past trade that went bad. It's a story your mind is making up based on zero data. I knew a trader who was absolutely convinced he could feel a reversal coming. He'd be in a profitable trade. Everything was going according to plan. And then he'd get this uneasy feeling. He'd close the position early, locking in a tiny profit, only to watch the trade continue to run for hundreds of more pips without him. That gut feeling wasn't intuition. It was a phantom, a ghost of a past loss that had taken up residence in his nervous system. He wasn't reading the market. He was reading his own fear. He was letting a scared passenger fly the plane. So how do you tell the difference? How do you know if it's a real signal or just emotional noise? You need a co-pilot, something that doesn't have emotions. Your trading plan is your co-pilot. It's the checklist, the instrument panel. When your emotions are screaming that you need to do something, you turn to your co-pilot and you say, what does the plan say? The plan says to hold until this specific price target. The plan says to use this exact stop loss. The plan is the calm, logical voice in the chaos. You don't argue with it. You don't negotiate with it. You follow it. This is the real work. It's not a war against your feelings. It's a partnership between your feeling, human self, and your disciplined, plan-following self. You let yourself feel the fear. You acknowledge the greed. You thank them for their input. And then you look at your co-pilot and you do what the checklist says. Because while your emotions are worried about the next 10 minutes, your plan is focused on the next 10,000 trades. And one emotion, more than any other, has a special talent for convincing you to throw that entire plan right out the window. It's the one that makes the room feel cold even when it's not. Chapter 5. The Nature of Market Fear. There's a sound a roller coaster makes right as it's clicking up that first giant hill. It's a slow, deliberate click, 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 and with every click your stomach tightens just a little bit more. You're not in freefall yet. You're perfectly safe, strapped in, but your body is already screaming that you're about to die. That clicking sound is what market fear feels like. It's not the crash. It's the dread before the crash. It's the quiet building tension as your position moves a few pips against you. Your mind starts writing the obituary for your trade. It's visualizing the loss before it even happens. And this is where most people bail out. They can't stand the clicking. They hit the emergency eject button just to make the noise stop. They take a small, certain loss to escape the terrifying possibility of a bigger one. But here's the secret the pros know. The clicking is the whole point. That tension is where the money is made. If there was no fear, there would be no opportunity. The fear is the price of admission. It's like a firefighter standing in front of a burning building. Everyone else is running out. His entire biology, every primal instinct, is telling him to run too. The heat on his face, the roar of the flames, that's his clicking sound. But he doesn't run. He takes a breath, adjusts his mask, and walks right in. Not because he's fearless, but because he's trained. He has a plan. He trusts his equipment. He knows his job isn't to avoid the fire. His job is to operate effectively inside the fire. Your stop loss is your oxygen mask. Your trading plan is your training. The fear isn't a signal to run. It's the signal that you're in the game. It's the environment you signed up for. The amateur tries to find a market with no fire. The professional learns how to breathe in the smoke. But this fear, it's a shapeshifter. It's clever. Sometimes it doesn't show up as panic. Sometimes it shows up as paralysis. You see the perfect setup. All your indicators line up. It's a textbook buy, but your finger won't click the mouse. It's frozen. That's fear wearing a different mask. It's the fear of being wrong. The fear of looking stupid, even if you're the only one who ever sees the trade. It's the fear of commitment, and it's just as destructive as panic selling. because a missed opportunity is still a loss. It's a loss of a future you could have had. So you have to learn to recognize all of fear's disguises. The panic that makes you close early, the paralysis that makes you not enter at all. They're two sides of the same coin, and that coin is paid directly out of your trading account. You have to get to a point where the clicking of the roller coaster isn't a warning siren anymore. It's just the sound the ride makes. And you can sit there, strapped in by your risk management, and actually enjoy the climb. Because you know the drop is part of the ride, not the end of it. But if you think fear is a tough opponent, wait until you meet its ugly cousin, the one that dresses up like your friend. Chapter 6. The Role of Anger in Trading. You ever have one of those trades? The kind that goes so perfectly, so beautifully against you, it feels personal. Like the market looked you dead in the eye, called you a sucker, and then took your lunch money. And that hot, sharp feeling starts rising in your chest. That's not fear anymore. That's anger. Pure, unfiltered, how dare you anger. And this emotion right here is the absolute king of account blow-ups. Fear makes you run away. Anger makes you run right back into the burning building to fight the fire with your bare hands. It's the most destructive force in a trader's psychology because it feels so justified. It feels like righteous vengeance. You're not a scared little kid anymore. You're a warrior, and you're going to get your money back. So you hit the buy button again and again. You're not trading anymore. You're on a seek and destroy mission against the market itself. And the market always wins that fight. It's like a guy trying to dig himself out of a hole. He's up to his waist. He's angry at the hole, angry at the shovel, angry at the dirt. So what does he do? He starts digging faster, throwing dirt everywhere. But he's not digging out. He's just making the hole deeper and wider. Every angry revenge trade is another shovelful of dirt. You're not recovering your loss. You're compounding it. You're paying a stupidity tax, and the interest rate is brutal. I knew a guy who lost a few $100s on a single bad Forex trade. It wasn't a big deal in the grand scheme, but it made him so mad, the injustice of it all, that he spent the rest of the day over-trading, trying to get back to even. By the time he finally stepped away, he was down thousands. He didn't lose that money to the market. He lost it to his own temper. He handed it over, one furious click at a time. So what do you do when you feel that heat in your face? You have to have a pre-programmed eject button. For me, it's a hard rule. The second I feel myself getting angry at a trade, the second I start cursing the screen, I stand up. I walk away from the computer. I don't care if it's the middle of the London session. I'm done. I go make a coffee. I walk the dog. I do anything that is not trading, because you cannot reason with anger. You can't analyze your way out of it. It's a chemical dump in your brain. It's a temporary insanity. Your only job in that moment is to recognize the alarm bell and disengage. The market will still be there tomorrow. Your account might not be if you stay. It's about surrendering the battle to win the war, because anger is a liar. It tells you that this one trade is a measure of your worth. It tells you that you have to win right now. But the real pros know that trading is a marathon of 1,000 tiny sprints. And sometimes, the smartest, most profitable move you can make is to just stop, to sit on your hands, to let the storm pass. Because after the anger burns out, that's when a much sneakier emotion tends to creep in, the one that whispers sweet, dangerous lies about second chances. Chapter 7. Hope, Greed, and the Psychology of Risk. Right after anger cools down, that's when hope slinks in. And hope in the middle of a losing trade is not your friend. It's the negotiator. It's the part of you that starts making deals with the universe. Just let it come back to break even, you whisper at the screen. I'll get out, I promise. I'll never do this again. You're not managing a trade anymore. You're praying. You've moved from analysis to superstition. And hope has a big brother, a much more dangerous character. Greed. Greed isn't desperate like hope. Greed is arrogant. Greed is when you're in a winning trade and it's hit your target, but you cancel the take profit order because you're sure it's going to the moon. You're not just aiming for a profit anymore. You're aiming for a story. You want to be the guy who called the bottom, who rode it all the way to the top. Greed turns a professional into a gambler. It makes you forget everything you know about risk because the potential reward starts to feel like a destiny you deserve. It's like that scene in every heist movie. The crew pulls off the job. They've got the money. The plan was to take the bags, get in the van and disappear. But then one guy looks at the vault and says, "Wait, there's more in there. We can get it. We've got time." And that's the moment the whole plan falls apart. That's greed, abandoning a solid, profitable plan because you saw a chance for just a little bit more. In trading, the van is your take-profit order. It's your escape plan. Greed is the voice telling you to ignore it and go back for one more bag. But the market's alarms are always about to go off. Greed completely warps your perception of risk. A terrible trade starts to look not so bad because the potential payoff sparkles so brightly. You start focusing only on how much you could win, and you completely ignore the very real, very large amount you could lose. You're sizing up like a whale when you should be fishing with a line. The antidote to this isn't some complex mental trick. It's something much simpler and, frankly, kind of boring. It's pre-commitment. It's deciding the entire trade before you ever click the button. Your entry, your stop loss, your take profit, and your position size. You write it down, you make it a contract with yourself, and then you execute the contract. No amendments, no negotiations. You take the profit that the market gives you according to your plan, and you walk away, even if it runs another 1,000 pips without you. You take the loss that your plan defined, and you walk away, even if it reverses the second you get out. You have to become utterly bored with your own wins and losses. They're just data points. They're receipts. They are not judgments on your soul, and they are not lottery tickets. This emotional flatline, this disciplined boredom, is what separates the amateur from the pro. It's what allows you to see the market not as a place of drama and story, but as a place of probabilities. And when you start to see those probabilities clearly, without the filter of hope and greed, that's when you might start to notice something else. A quiet little nudge. A feeling that doesn't come from your head, but from your gut. A different kind of knowing altogether. Chapter 8. Intuition and Trading. You're driving down a road you know like the back of your hand. It's dark, and for no logical reason you just tap the brakes. A second later, a deer leaps out of the woods right in front of you. You didn't see it. You didn't hear it. You just felt it. That's intuition. It's not magic. It's your subconscious mind, which processes millions of bits of data your conscious mind ignores, putting two and two together and sending you a warning flare. In trading, intuition is that exact same thing. It's not a crystal ball. It's your brain recognizing a pattern it's seen before, even if you can't consciously articulate what that pattern is. It's the sum total of all your screen time, all your wins, all your losses, distilled into a gut feeling. The trick is learning to tell the difference between a real intuitive flash and just plain old fear or greed wearing a fancy mask. I remember a story about an old-school pit trader from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. The chaos was insane, guys screaming, paper flying everywhere. And this guy, he'd just get a feeling. He'd yell, "Sell!" And his clerk would ask, "Why?" "The news is good." And the trader would just shout, "I don't know, just sell." And more often than not, he was right. It looked like luck. It looked like a superpower, but it wasn't. It was his brain registering a tiny shift in the noise level, a specific look on a big buyer's face, a subtle change in the rhythm of the crowd that signaled the momentum was about to flip. His intuition was just his vast experience talking to him in a language deeper than words. He couldn't write a report on it. He just knew. So how do you build that for yourself sitting alone at a screen? You don't chase it. You can't force intuition. What you do is you become a relentless collector of experiences. You study charts for hours, not to find a trade, but to just absorb the patterns. You review your trades relentlessly. You immerse yourself in the market's flow, until it becomes a second language. And then, one day you'll be looking at a setup. It ticks all the boxes. Your checklist says, go. But something in your gut says, nah, not this one. And that's the moment of truth. Do you ignore it and follow the plan? Or do you listen? The answer is, you lean in, you pause. You treat that feeling not as a command, but as a check engine light. You go back over your analysis with a finer-toothed comb. And sometimes, you'll find the reason. A hidden divergence, a weird volume spike, something you saw once 6 months ago that your conscious mind forgot. That's your pit trader instinct waking up. You're learning to trust the data your body is collecting. But you never, ever let intuition make the final call alone. It's the advisor, not the CEO. The CEO is still your trading plan. Because sometimes that deer never shows up, and you just slowed down for no reason. And that's okay too. It's all part of the learning. It's all data for the next time. And the best data, the most painful and valuable kind, always comes from the times you were dead wrong. Chapter 9. Learning from Trading Mistakes. There's a special kind of silence that follows a really bad trading mistake. The kind where you broke every single one of your rules. The charts have stopped moving. The screen is just there. And all you can hear is the roaring in your own ears. That moment, right there, is the most important crossroads you will ever face as a trader. You can do one of two things. You can slam the laptop shut. You can go binge some show, try to numb it out, tell yourself you'll do better tomorrow. Or you can sit in the discomfort. You can lean into that awful, cringing feeling and ask the only question that matters. What does this pain want to teach me? Every single mistake you make is a tuition payment, a brutally expensive lesson from the hardest school on earth. The only way it becomes a waste is if you refuse to learn from it. It's like a master carpenter teaching his apprentice. The kid is learning to carve an intricate design. He gets impatient, pushes the chisel too hard and splinters the wood, ruins the whole piece. The master doesn't fire him. He doesn't yell. He points at the broken wood and says, "Good. Now you know what that feels like. You know the exact amount of pressure that is too much. You will never make that mistake again." The broken piece isn't a failure. It's a reference point. It's a permanent marker in the kid's mind. Your blown-up trades are your splintered wood. They are not failures. They are your most valuable reference points. They are the universe's way of drawing a bright red line and saying, "Do not cross this again." The trader who hides from their mistakes is the apprentice who sweeps the broken wood under the bench and pretends it never happened. He's doomed to repeat the same error forever, wondering why he never gets any better. So what does learning from a mistake actually look like? It's not just saying, "I broke my rules." Anyone can do that. It's forensic. It's pulling out your trading journal. You are journaling, right? And recreating the entire crime scene. What was the setup? What was my emotional state before I entered? Was I bored? Was I revenge trading? At what exact point did I abandon my plan? What story did I tell myself to justify it? You have to dissect it without mercy and without self-judgment. You're not a judge sentencing a criminal. You're a scientist studying a fascinating experiment that went wrong. Your goal is to find the single point of failure. Was it a lack of patience? Was it poor risk management? Was it an unmanaged emotion? You find that one broken link in the chain, and you make a new specific rule to reinforce it. You don't just make a vague promise to be more disciplined. You make a rule so concrete a robot could follow it. If I feel the urge to trade outside my designated session, I will close the platform and do 10 push-ups. It sounds silly, but it works. You're building a new, better habit directly on the grave of the old mistake. You're wiring your brain for a different outcome next time, because there will be a next time. The market will always test you. The real question is, will you be ready? Will you have the structure in place to hold the line when everything in you wants to break it? Chapter 10. Developing a Trader's Discipline. Discipline isn't a personality trait you're born with. It's not something you find, it's something you build. Brick by boring brick, and the mortar that holds it all together is a single powerful idea, showing up for your future self. It's making the hard choice right now so that the person you are tomorrow and next week and next year can look back and say, thank you. Every time you follow your trading plan, you're sending a gift back in time to the person you are right now, the one who's struggling to make the right choice. You're building a legacy of self-trust. Because discipline isn't about punishing yourself. It's about keeping the promises you make to yourself. It's the ultimate form of self-respect. When you say you're going to take a stop loss and you actually do it, even when it hurts, you're not just saving money. You're honoring a commitment. You're telling yourself, my word matters. I matter. And that feeling, that quiet pride, becomes more addictive than any winning trade. Think about a professional athlete. Let's say a marathon runner. On race day, the crowd is cheering. The adrenaline is pumping. That's the easy part. The real work happened months before, in the dark, cold mornings when no one was watching, when every muscle ached, and the only thing pushing her out the door was the promise she made to her future self. Trading is exactly the same. The actual trade, when the market is open, that's race day. The real work, the discipline, happens in the off hours. It's in the pre-market routine. It's in the journaling at the end of the day. It's in the back-testing, the planning, the mental rehearsal. It's in walking away when you're down and walking away when you're up. That's the dark, cold morning run. That's where the race is actually won, long before the opening bell even rings. This whole journey, from understanding your self-concept to learning from your mistakes, it all funnels right here. To this quiet, unglamorous, powerful practice of daily discipline. It's the final piece of the puzzle. It's the keystone that holds the entire arch in place. Without it, everything else is just theory. It's knowing the notes but not being able to play the song. But with it, you become the craftsman, the pilot, the firefighter. You stop being a passenger in your own trading career and you take the wheel. You realize that the market's movements are just noise. The only thing that truly matters is your response, your process, your discipline. It's the one thing nobody can ever take from you. And if this summary, this idea of turning trading into a path of self-mastery resonates with you, if you felt something click into place while listening to this, then do me a favor. This channel is built on this same principle. It's about going deeper than the charts. So if you want to keep walking down this path with me, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. It tells the YouTube algorithm that this is more than just entertainment, it's a real conversation. And leave a comment below. Not just great video, but tell me one thing you're committing to for your future self. One rule you're going to build today. Let's build this discipline together. I'll see you in the next one.